Video has surfaced to support this. In the Indiana FE, WNBA referees undoubtedly have a grudge against Kayla Clark. In the blink of an eye, anything may change, including Cathy Engelberg, the WNBA, club owners, and the Players Association. Everything can alter in a split instant. All of this excitement, all of this attention, and all of this enthusiasm following one of the worst officiating disasters we've ever witnessed should serve as a wake-up call for the WNBA, the Players Association, and the team owners. The WNBA just ousted their commissioner, which is inconceivable. Cathy Engelberg is indeed absent. That's what the rumors say, however. The league has pressed the panic button hard. Players are speaking out, and fans are furious. The most bizarre aspect, though, is that they're not only looking for a replacement in the background. They have reportedly already locked one in, according to rumors. And trust me, you will be shocked by this name. Keep checking back as we dissect every missed call and dramatic moment, revealing the person the WNBA recently hired to tidy up this mess. According to rumors, this is a real basketball icon with extensive ties to the sport, championship rings, and induction into the Hall of Fame. Fans never anticipated seeing this person in the WNBA spotlight. This might be the largest upheaval in league history if the rumors are true. I didn't feel like shooting this video because of what I just saw on CBS, which was terrible. The WNBA referees must be all right. Something must take place. I mean, there had never been such little opposition to the New York Liberty. I mean, several players would have been fouled out if this had been an NBA game. The way that Indiana and Kayla Park were fouled would have put many players in serious jeopardy. It was simply difficult to watch at times. They recover from a 15-1 lead, in my opinion. From a 15-point disadvantage, that is. However, I'm telling you now, guys, the refs are on the scoreboard in this one, dude. And I made sure to emphasize this offseason to all of you. I explained it to you all. The referees will attempt to sabotage it if Taylor Clark and Indiana Got a Fever are successful, I promise you. And dude, that's precisely what took place in this game. They prevented the New York from defeating them. Let's take a look back. Feelings of the postseason after the sold-out Indiana vs. New York Liberty game. Caitlin Clark's battle versus the reigning champs generated a lot of interest. Instead of being the most watched game of the year on national television, it became a ref show, and not in a good manner. Something seemed off from the start. Lexi Hall was whistled for a foul that never happened, while Caitlin Clark was hacked nearly every time she touched the ball. This type of call causes you to pause and consider whether the refs are viewing the same game as us. I'm constantly astounded by how frequently screeners call fouls and how many WNBA screens are set illegally. Clark and Sophie Cunningham were furious when the buzzer went off and tried to confront the official to get an explanation, but the referee turned away, left, and wouldn't speak to them. And at that very instant, you could feel it. This was more than just a challenging loss. It was a turning moment. Let's look at the numbers. The Liberty made 32 free throws compared to the Fever's 15 in a game that was decided by a narrow margin. That is more than twice as much. Interview. Music. Whoa. That's right. Boom. Takes the checker flag and fails to get the shot off. Music. Yesterday, Natasha Cloud and I created a video. I mentioned that Natasha Cloud might be the cause. I hope not, I answer. It's more than a statistic. It's the outcome. The worst thing is that the Fever's early season 31-point disadvantage in free throws is a warning sign that might fill Madison Square Garden. It's systemic, not just a case of bad luck. Angel Burt is the property of Caitlin Clark. Cathy has been absorbing more contact than any novice ought to ever encounter. She was blindsided off the ball by Kennedy Carter in the NFL, not on a basketball floor. What term did the referees use? A typical infraction. Just a shrug, no tech, no flagrant. That puts player safety in jeopardy in addition to being officiating. Any high school game might have an NBA referee scout there, and I am aware that when we were discussing the referees, that was something that was trending on Twitter. Insiders quickly put a halt to the league's claim that the referees from the Liberty Fever game would be suspended after the uproar, even if it seemed like accountability. Several accounts state that the decision was not made by Commissioner Cathy Engelberg. Indeed, as soon as the suspension was announced, she was asked to step down in a discreet and confidential manner. The referees weren't merely given a slap on the wrist. A full-fledged political power struggle ensued. Additionally, the WNBA was formally in damage management mode when Clark started speaking out, pushing the situation to the breaking point. The commissioner was not present at the time. Anyway, let's revisit the Liberty's victory in the WNBA Finals from the previous season. They had worthy champions, a fantastic squad, and a talented roster. The prize was then presented by Kathy Angelbert, who was dressed in a Liberty Colors blue and black outfit. Clark received multiple deliberate fouls. They now mentioned the WNBA Finals' 5th game as well. Since there were some questionable calls made at the conclusion of that game, and many people believed the WNBA Finals were rigged because Kathy Angelbert was also wearing a dress with the skyline of New York City on it, we actually prepared an entire video about that as well. Thus, it was just a collection of items. Home supporters lost. Was it intentional? Who knows? However, appearances do matter. Additionally, for thousands of fans, that moment confirmed their long-held speculations. Favorites are played in the league. The WNBA's attempt to soothe the Flames by suspending officials following the ferocious game backfired, escalating fan mistrust rather than fostering it. Every vehement argument made by the Flames in support of the Liberty has only served to fan that flame. The players for the Fever are giving it their all in the meantime. Arenas are filling up with fans, and the media is finally taking notice. However, it seemed like nobody had a plan at the top. This leads us to the actual issue. This league is expanding more quickly than it is changing, and that disparity is starting to manifest. Why now? Why just after the uproar? Why just following the viral success of the video clips? Didn't belong to the league? Probably not. Clark is not merely a newbie. In addition to packing arenas, boosting TV agreements, and attracting millions of new admirers, she is a marketing goldmine and a ratings magnet. But stardom also comes with scrutiny, and there is no silence when Clark is hit. When she is taken down during a close game and the referees disregard her calls, it gains popularity. Twitter takes off when your league eventually gains widespread recognition. Every mistake is exaggerated, and every missed call makes the news. It is crucial that you protect your stars because of this. Now let's discuss the media. Kathy Angelbert was asked in an interview about the worst aspects of social media fan behavior, such as the racism, misogyny, and homophobia aimed at Caitlin Clark, Angel Ree, and other athletes. She responded by shifting her attention to marketing and calling it a bird magic moment. Terry Jackson retaliated after she asserted that rivalries were good for business and that people's worries, even if they were unpleasant, demonstrated the league's continued relevance. The executive director of the WNBPA criticized their remarks, stating categorically that the racist, bigoted, and misogynistic attacks that our athletes endure have no place in either sport or in life. Players such as Alicia Clark, Breanna Stewart, and Kelsey Plum were vocal in their criticism, saying that Angelbert missed her chance to denounce hate and instead defended the league's values. She protected the brand. The WNBA is currently in the national limelight as a result. There are more viewers than ever before. The headlines never stop, and the arenas are crowded. But the foundation beneath them is trembling in spite of the brilliant lights. There is a problem with officiating. A total overhaul of the leadership is required. And let's be honest, trust is currently in shaky shape. Players are voicing their opinions. Coaches are becoming disillusioned. The league cannot afford to keep quiet when fans raise difficult questions. Occurred during that challenging matchup with the Liberty, as she was repeatedly pushed, bumped, and hacked whenever she made contact with the ball. There was only more punishment, no protection or whistle. Caitlin informed the team that her leg hurt after the game, and they had it evaluated. She had a quad strain, which is different from what happened during the preseason, according to an MRI. The new coach, Stephanie White, made it apparent that they would handle her with particular caution since they recognize her significance to the squad and the league. Caitlin has been involved. They need to slow her down and allow her time to heal since she has been struggling since training camp and even missed her first preseason game because of some stiffness. Not to mention her outstanding on-court performance, which consists of 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 19 points a game. She leads Indiana, and the Fever and the WNBA as a whole would suffer greatly if she were to miss 4 straight games. The league seems different when Caitlin isn't playing because she adds the focus and intensity that makes it stand out. And you can already see the decline in her absence. Now the question is, how does the Fever go away? When their leader is not there, who takes over? Can the league keep up this pace without its top player playing? I hope Caitlin gets well soon and is prepared to play. However, the WNBA has grown far more unpredictable in the interim. Okay, let's get back to our conversation. Let us examine the name that is causing a lot of discussion behind the scenes. Throughout the league, there are rumors about who is in charge of clearing this mess, and who has the guts, clout, and vision to steer the WNBA out of chaos and back into the spotlight for the right reasons. Several reports claim that the WNBA is not just looking for a successor, but is also trying to acquire a game-changer. Someone who not only knows basketball, but also embodies it, and who is revered from the moment they walk into the room. You are Larry Bird indeed. He is more than just a former athlete. A straight shooter and cultural icon, he established championship teams with the Indiana Pacers and is well-versed in what it means to be a great leader both on and off the court. The WNBA isn't merely attempting to fix a PR disaster if this rumor proves to be true. They are attempting to alter the story as a whole. With a visage that fans are familiar with and trust, Larry Bird is an NBA Hall of Famer, an Indiana legend, a man with ice in his veins, and a basketball IQ that revolutionized the game. Because let's be honest, nothing conveys that we take business seriously like hiring Larry Bird to restore the league's reputation. For a second, picture Larry Bird as commissioner. Please keep in mind that this is more than simply a publicity gimmick. This man has achieved all of his goals: establishing teams, managing organizations, winning MVP awards, and gaining the admiration of practically every basketball fan. He certainly has influence, but more than that, he exudes presence. Right now, he won't be a mute figurehead who politely nods and signs documents. Bird is an experienced basketball player who knows what it means to put in a lot of effort, lead, and most importantly, listen to players, coaches, and supporters. He also understands greatness because he has defined it and what a league should stand for, and fairness because he has played through unfair calls. You can anticipate that if Larry Bird takes over, there will be reforms right away, including more stringent officiating standards, more transparent and uniform regulations, and above all, accountability at the top. The removal of evasive statements and sidestepping challenging inquiries is a sincere attempt to shield players from unnecessary impacts and foul plays. Suppose Larry Bird enters that office, answers the phone, and tells the league as a whole that the WNBA is a new league and that basketball, not politics, is the focus of the day. What do you honestly think? Is Larry Bird what the WNBA has been looking for? Or is this simply another rumor that has gotten out of hand? Kindly leave a comment with your ideas. Click like, subscribe, and enable notifications as though this rumor were real. The WNBA season is now historic after being tumultuous.